Wow. I did that whole broadcast with the microphone muted. And you saw me talking, and now I'm talking for real. And I realized that the microphone was muted. And 3 minutes in, muted. So I'm going to just go right on, because that was one of those things that happened that I wasn't expecting. It was muted. And so I'm going to start right where I was, and I'm going to cover a little bit of what I covered in the first 3 minutes. Right now, I'm streaming into several places. I'm streaming about stuckness. And it's funny because the microphone was off. So you say, your microphone was off. We couldn't hear anything you were saying. And you know what that's like? That's sometimes like what we feel like when we're trying to get something done. Now, maybe you're trying to get ahead at a job you have. Maybe you're trying to find a new job. Maybe you're trying to build a business. Maybe you're trying to discover your passion in life. Maybe you're trying to get into a relationship. Maybe you're trying to fix a relationship. Maybe you're trying to get out of a relationship. There's all kinds of things where we get confused, we get scared, we become uncertain about what to do, and the big catchphrase for that is we get stuck. Stuck is like stuck in the mud. It reminds me of a time I was driving. I had a Hummer H2 for a while, for several years, and I used to drive it up to the ski resort at Sunshine Ski Resort, which is in Banff, Alberta. Now, Banff, Alberta is on Highway 1, and it's one of the most beautiful places in the world. And the ski resorts up there, Sunshine and Lake Louise, a little bit further up Highway 1, are both gorgeous, and I've skied at all of them many, many times, had season passes to Sunshine many years. But one day I drove up there alone and went skiing, snowboarding during the day, and I got done. And I was leaving, and I realized I'd left something up at the resort. So I turned around on the narrow highway that goes up to Sunshine, and I was driving the Hummer, so I drove off-road, and there was snow all over the place, so I couldn't really see the terrain underneath, and I got stuck. The Hummer, four-wheel drive, big old beastie, got stuck. And so I had to get out, and I had to assess the situation, get on my knees and hands and knees, and it was late in the afternoon, and the resort was closing soon, and that meant it was getting dark pretty soon, and it was cold, and I'm way up in the mountains, and, you know, that kind of thing, right? So I'm thinking about what am I going to do? And to get unstuck, I had to get on my hands and knees. I had to get to the vehicle and see what was going on, see where it was stuck and how badly, and then I had to go find some branches and some dead branches and some stuff that I could stuff under the tires and do all kinds of work to get unstuck. So long story short, I got unstuck. It took some work and some time, and I was cold and it wasn't fun, but I did it. So getting unstuck from anything is the same. The Olympics start really quick. Tomorrow, I think. And you're not going to see a single competitor in the Olympics that doesn't have a coach. Why do they have coaches? Well, they have coaches so they can be their best. No one that performs at that level is without a coach. A coach isn't someone that just tells you a few little things that are nice to hear. A coach is an essential element for those that want to perform at their best. But you know what's just as important, or at least maybe more important than having a coach, is being coachable. What that means is I am open and willing to take correction, direction, and challenge. I am open. Somebody look at what I'm doing and tell me what I'm not seeing. Where are my blind spots? What am I missing? One of the things I used to struggle with is for decades, I had the idea that I was supposed to have stuff figured out. I was supposed to be able to do it on my own. And those are two different problems. Supposed to be able to do it on my own is nonsense. And I'm supposed to be able to somehow figure out whatever it is. Boy, was that a mistake. It cost me years and it cost me millions of dollars and a lot of misery and pain and sadness and struggle and heartache and a bunch of other words that you can read about if you read one of the books that I wrote about myself called Tightrope of Depression, as I tried to navigate that on my own without talking to anyone. So the question for today's live stream is, why do you stay stuck? Maybe you're not. Maybe everything in your life is going exactly as you want. I'm streaming into the book group that I'm that I'm teaching, and we have a class in about 20 minutes. Dream it, build it, write it. Have you really decided to write your book? Or are you going to stay stuck in the, I need to write a book one of these days phase? That's a choice you get to make. It won't happen until you say, I'm done. I'm in the write it now phase. It's happening today. Another place I'm streaming this is Love 'em, Coach 'em, Sign 'em, which is a group I run for coaches. And here's the question there. Well, I've got a few clients and I'm doing okay in my coaching practice, and I don't really have time, and I'm busy, and I don't know how, and I don't like marketing, and you know the story. And if this applies to you, I'm talking to you, right? Love 'em, Coach 'em, Sign 'em is a group that I'm running on the 14th, starting on Valentine's Day, where you learn to love. And you learn to coach, and then you learn to close deals to get clients so that you can make a difference in the world. Coaching, the way I see it, is not about the cash you can make. It's about the difference you can make, the love you can bring, the power you can offer to help others. So the question for you is, are you stuck? Are you Groundhog Daying your life? Are you playing the same week, month, year over and over again? A month is gone now. A month is over. Have you done something with this month? Is the trajectory for 22 better than 21? Is it as high as you want? If it is, wonderful. I applaud you and congratulations. If it's not, why not? And more importantly than why not, what are you doing about it? There's no need to stay stuck. You have gifts, you have talents, you have drive, you have capability. You're a genius in your area, and you have a passion, or you wouldn't be in any of the groups associated with my work, because my whole life is about helping you discover, develop, and serve with your divine gifts. That's all we're doing. I encourage you with all my heart not to live into your stories, not to validate them by going over and over again, but to take off and move forward now so that your trajectory for the rest of 2022 is at the level you want. Not that I or anybody else says. What you know in your heart is for you. Thanks. And if you struggled through the first part where there was no sound, you're a winner. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.